Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of March 6th through March 10th, where we'll select our top swing trading stocks to watch. We'll talk about ETFs. We'll talk about our dividend payers and look at potential dividend payers. And we'll also talk about our option strategies as well. So stick around to the end of the video. And again, we'll talk about additional strategies to make money trading in the current market and hopefully some ideas, trade ideas, etc., to help you make money in your trading, succeed in your trading career. So let's get started. Welcome, Ali in the Bay, the Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us for our live stream today. Glad to see you all. Nagel, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. Again, we put our notes in a Google document that's publicly accessible. You can find a link to our notes in the description box below. We've got links to bonus videos, the tools we use for our analysis, etc., in our notes, and we store the notes in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder that you can find a link to in the description box below, so you can refer back to these notes as well as notes from our previous weekly trading game plans. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Stock Market Bears Coming Out of Hibernation, we'd highly recommend that you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, strategies, themes, trade ideas that provide all the input that goes into our selection of the top swing trading stocks for this week. Just a quick announcement again, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm currently planning to be on the Benzinga Money Mitch's Start Swing Trading show on Monday, March 6th between 3 to 4. So I'd highly recommend that you subscribe to the Benzinga YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to be notified. Again, it's one of the very few swing trading shows. Mitch has a great show. So again, he's invited me to be on his show on Monday, March 6th. Love to see you there. So again, I'd highly recommend you subscribe to the Benzinga YouTube channel. And also, you can often find me in the live chat in their pre-market prep show from 8 to 9, and also their live trading show from 9 to 11. So we hope to see you all there. Good morning, Walter Lyons, the Blind Trader. Glad to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. So first, we'll review some of our trades for the past week, and we'll look at the chart, and then we'll jump over to Webull and we'll look at the charts. Land is that REIT on farmland, and we had taken a position in land at 1704 on the 24th. You can see we got stopped out at 1774 on the 27th, so we got a nice profit of 2.5% ROI, which equates to a monthly ROI of over 25%. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this swing in land. And as you'll see, we're going to put land back on our watch list and try to take another shot at it if we get a slight pullback. Micron, again, we'll talk about our strategy with selling puts, and on the 2nd, we sold a cash secured put at the $50 strike price, 421 April expiration date at 155 against Micron. We'll see that's when the market was dipping a little bit on the 2nd. So, and again, we'll try to buy that back cheaper and keep the premium difference as a kind of self-generated dividend, and then rinse and repeat. And again, we'll look at our puts, ROIC, return on invested capital spreadsheet, and how we're using that to identify opportunities to sell puts and again generate income while while the market's kind of choppy, range bound, etc. And a way to deploy capital to again generate income while we're waiting for other swing trade opportunities. Another one of our strategies in this market has been to look for dividend payers, and we've had OPP on our watch list for a while. OPP is this fixed income bond fund. We like it. It pays a 10-cent dividend. monthly, so it's a monthly dividend pair, and we went long big in OPP on the 2nd at 861. So again, it both has a decent monthly dividend, a 10-cent dividend generally, and also has potential price appreciation. So we'll look at that also in our dividend payers, and we'll look for other opportunities for other dividend payers, again, to get paid while we wait. Good morning, Johnny Trades. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you. SunPower, we've had on our watch list. We went long in SunPower on the 23rd at 1478. We got stopped out on the 1st at 1527 for a nice profit of about 3.3%, which equates to a monthly profit of over 16%. And again, we've been talking about the sector rotation in and out of solar, and we like SunPower as a potential opportunity in the solar sector when they rotate into solar. In and out of solar, we see opportunities in SunPower. So again, we'll put that back on our watch list and try to scalp swing trade that again. So again, congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from the swing trade in SunPower. If you would like to get real-time trade alerts when we enter and exit these trades, you can join any level of our Patreon. We post to our Patreon members, and they get email notifications as soon as possible when we make these trades. Our Patreon members also have access to a couple of alerts categories in our channels in our Discord, and we post our trades to these alerts channels. So we have Thinkorswim price alerts that get automatically triggered and posted to this Thinkorswim alerts channel. And then if we follow that up, here you can see where we got stopped out in SunPower. So we'll post to that, follow up on that price alert. Or if we take a trade that's not related to a price alert, then we'd post it in the trade alerts channel as well. So you can see where we sold the put on MU and when we were long on OPP. So again, I never recommend that anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into trades, but if you would find it helpful to you to see what we're trading, when we're trading, get an idea for why we're entering and exiting these positions, you can join any level of our Patreon and again, get those trade alerts automatically. So we hope that all helps. So we'll quickly hop over to Webull and we'll just look at the charts for those trades. So again, here's land. You can see we entered on the 24th after it bounced off of the support, went up. We took profit when it rolled over, broke down through that pivot point. You can see it's been choppy and then bounced up on Friday with the market, exuberance the past couple days. Real estate got a boost. We'd like to take another shot of it, and I believe I have an order. I believe I put an order out at 1701 on like Thursday or so. And it's one of the things, and hopefully maybe I'll get an opportunity to talk about this strategy in Mitch's Start Swing Trading show. But as you all have heard, if you've been in our community for a while, I'm a beach bum, and so I don't sit at my desk all day long and watch charts, etc. Once I've identified a area support level that I'd be happy buying at, given the risk reward profile for a given stock, I'll often put the order in and then just let it ride and wait for it to hit. So again, here's an example. I believe I put an order in at 1701, just above that previous low. You can see it's got pretty good support there, and I'm just waiting for a pullback in land to get that order to hit. Similarly with OPP, I'll jump to that one. It's pretty choppy, illiquid. So again, there's another situation where I could see a pretty good support in the low 860 levels. And again, since it's choppy and somewhat illiquid, I wanted to get a big position, so I put my order out there and just let it fill as it was able. We could see on, I think it was Thursday, it finally came down to that 861 level and filled my order. So again, OPP pays that nice dividend, and it also has, a decent potential price appreciation for a couple bucks. And we've swung that previously, swung it up, took profit, which was greater than the dividend we would have gotten. And now it's come back down to that support level. So again, we'll swing that, and you can see, it pays monthly about a 10-cent dividend. Good morning, Flip of the Shippa. Glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. So here's Micron. Again, we sold this put on Micron when it took the dip on Thursday. So you can see we've got $50 strike price. So it's it's very near the previous low. The year-to-date low is only 48. I don't mind if I were to get assigned Micron. There's not a whole lot of risk here. We know, semiconductors have been pushed down from time to time. Recently, they've run up a little bit. So again, we see a little bit of a bounce right after that. So again, we'll see how that goes. If it just expires worthless, I'll just collect the premium and rinse and repeat. SunPower, again, we got in on the 23rd, out on the 1st, 1478. So let's find the 23rd. So we probably got in on that dip. It dipped a little further, swung back up, and then peaked, got resistance at that resistance line and rolled over. So we took our profits there. You can see it had a pretty good gap up right in the pre-market. Went right up to that resistance. And again, you could see it was kind of rolling over. So we took our profits there. And again, I'd be looking at it somewhere down in this area, anywhere in this dip area. We'll look at going long SunPower again. It's got, pretty nice potential upside. And again, we've been talking about this sector rotation in and out of solar. So we just wait for, when they rotate out to buy cheap, and then, wait for them to rotate back into solar and push SunPower back up. Okay, so now we'll talk about what we've got on our real-time watch list for this week. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about our watch list updates, our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering their 12 free stock deal. As you can see, we use Webull for market analysis, due diligence, most of our trading. Again, you can get 2 free stocks for just opening an account and up to 10 more free stocks by depositing any amount. And each of those free stocks is worth $3,000 to $3,000. Again, we prefer Webull for the 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. trading hours, which sometimes gives you some opportunities. As you can see, sometimes a pre-market early if you get a gap up, gap down, etc. So again, if you're not already using Webull, why not get your free stocks? You can cash them out and take the cash if you're not, if you don't want to use the platform. But again, it's our preferred platform. So here's our real-time watch list for this week. We're going to take BDRY, which is a dry bulk shipping ETF, off the real-time watch list as it's already run up. We can still monitor this in our ETF spreadsheet, which we'll see. So if it does, again, come down to support, we'll be able to identify that. One that we're adding this week, this was interesting. This was one that we've swung before in the past, is Grow. Grow is an investment company, asset management. They invest in cryptocurrency, but also in gold and probably some other precious metals. Again, we used to swing this with cryptocurrency. It pays a dividend. It's not a huge dividend, but it is a decent monthly dividend payer. You can see when the ex-dividend date is. I saw this was approaching a bottom in FinViz. I think it showed up as a multiple bottom in FinViz. And again, since that's one we've swung profitably over the years, I took a look at it, and it looks like it's an opportunity. I think the negative sentiment in cryptocurrency has pushed it down. And again, that's not their only investments. They're invested in gold, etc. And it does pay a monthly dividend, and it has a decent price appreciation. So we'll also see that in our dividend payers as well. So we'll take a look at possibly swinging grow again. INDL, and I wanted to talk about this one a little bit. INDL, as you can see, is the bull leveraged ETF on India. And I've been watching this for a little time, and it had declined pretty significantly. There was an issue with an industrial company. I don't remember the exact name, A something Adidas or something like that, although it's not Adidas. But there was an issue with their issuing bonds with their debt, and it drove the Indian stock market back down. And on the other hand, you heard Apple's moving some of their iPhone manufacturing to India. So I thought, hey, there's a positive catalyst right after a very negative sentiment. So I wanted to take a look at that one. Also, someone posted this image that I'll show you that shows the rotation of manufacturing into India. It also shows, other people other than just Apple is moving their manufacturing out of China for obvious political reasons. A lot of them are moving to Vietnam. We've talked about the VNAM ETF, and we've been watching that, although I'm concerned, there's still political risks with Vietnam. And we see this, decline and then a bounce back in India. So I kind of like that thesis, like that idea that, we might see more manufacturing move to India, and that might be a positive swing in that INDL ETF, again, since it did recently come down due to negative sentiment. I'm not really sure why there's this surge in moving manufacturing to Turkey. So if anyone has an idea of what the reasoning behind that is, I know they have high inflation, currency issues, etc. So I'm not sure what the reason for that is. So again, if anybody else knows why there's a lot of manufacturing moving to Turkey, that would be interesting thesis, and I'm not sure how we would take advantage of that. It looks like it's already run up quite a bit. Bangladesh is very similar to India, potentially cheaper. So I thought that was interesting behind the thesis on INDL. And again, we'll look at the charts and the opportunity. This is a long term. This would be a long-term swing because really to get the risk reward that I like to look at, it would take, probably several years. So talked about land. MPW is another REIT. This is a healthcare facility REIT. It pays 11% yield on quarterly, so it's paying a 29-cent quarterly dividend. Again, this is one that popped up in our dividend payers as being good relative to our criteria for both yield and potential price appreciation. Healthcare facilities, is obviously a growing need, so. I don't have an issue with the healthcare facilities REITs. Again, OPP, we're already long big on OPP. If you're interested in that and not already long, you could it's still relatively cheap, so you could still take advantage of that as well. If I go back to OPP, it's still sitting at 860, so there's still plenty of opportunity. The recent low was only 855. So again, you may be interested in that opportunity. Again, we've been watching Palladium. We're just kind of waiting for it to achieve a stable bottom. It's kind of choppy. It's also not optionable. So I'd prefer ones that are optionable that I can sell covered calls against. We've been watching SOXS. Again, the bear on semiconductors, SOXS has run up a bit, but if we get this continued push in technology, it might drive semiconductors up as well, and maybe it'll hit. I've got an order sitting out on SOXS, just waiting for them to try to push it and then hit that order, and then again, we'd be short semiconductors. Because again, we think the long-term guidance, we think the long-term demand's diminishing, supplies catching back up, and the guidance is poor. So again, short semiconductors long-term, we think is a viable thesis. And we talked about SunPower. We're going to take off the shorts on the Russell. They pretty much run up. They're kind of sitting in a no man's land right now. We'll kind of wait. We'll have to wait for the Russell to pick an extreme, pick a direction. So if you also want to get more frequent updates to our watch list, if we make intra-week changes to our watch list, or even before market, and also access to an automatically updated generated an updated web page that has price targets, our levels, dividend dates, whether it's optionable, etc. On this web page, if any level of our Patreon has access to this web page, and also to our watch list channel in our Discord. So again, if we make any intra-week or intraday changes to our watch list, we'll post them in the watch list channel in our Discord. So you'll see recently I removed Dish off of our puts ROIC sheet as it broke to new multi-year lows. So I don't want to be selling puts against something that's making new multi-year lows. So I took that off of our spreadsheet and posted that here. Flippa says he went long on real estate using IYR. Actually, Flippa, I looked at that ETF, IYR. It just didn't have the risk reward that I prefer, but I like that thesis. Also, I'd want to know what the composition of that one is. I really don't like the mortgage-backed REITs, but most of the other REITs I don't mind. So again, if you're interested in updates to our watch list, any level of our Patreon gives you access to all of that. So let me grab a drink a sec and jump over to our real-time watch list in Webull. Okay, so here's Grow, that investment company. You can see, around the 250 level looks pretty good. Looks like a support level. You see it's got, upside up to the 330-ish level. So, maybe 80 cents upside, not a whole lot of downside unless you go, longer term. See it pays that, less than a cent dividend. So the dividend's very small, but it does pay a small dividend. You see longer term, it's, been significantly higher. Again, I think a lot of this is the negative sentiment cryptocurrency. It used to be tagged as a cryptocurrency. So if you get positive sentiment there, it might also give a boost to Grow. Here's this INDL. So you can see it's pretty near its 52-week low. It's got, nice upside up into the 50s, and longer term, all the way to the 60s. So, and if you zoom out even further, it's got some risk, but we've got a pretty good support in that 40 area, and then upside, into the 60s. So you see India was running up for quite some period of time after the pandemic low. There was a big run. Recently, it's been declining. So again, I think that was the negative sentiment due to that industrial issue. And then recently we got that bounce. So again, around this 39 level, if we get a pullback. Talked about land. Here's MPW. This is that hospital REIT. So again, you can see I'd like it around that 1867, which is the 52-week low. See, it pays 29 cents a quarter dividend. So it looks like the last one was 12.7. So it's going to have an ex-dividend pretty soon. Palladium, PALL. Again, it's been pretty choppy. For a while, it was just declining, and then it bounced up, so I didn't want to chase it up there. If we get a little bit of a pullback and a stable support, somewhere in this 124, I think the next target's about 121. So somewhere, as long as it stabilizes and swings back up, then we'll swing with PALL. SOXS, you can see it's kind of run up, kind of in the middle right now. I've got a sizable order sitting at 1842, which is the previous low. So just above the previous low. So if they push SOXL up to the resistance point, it'll bring SOXS back down to near that 52 low, and then we'll swing short on semiconductors again. And we talked about SunPower. So again, we just need a little bit of a pullback, and we'll go long again SunPower, particularly when they rotate in and out of solar. So we've got a couple on our bullpen. One we've added to our bullpen is Intel. Intel had pretty negative sentiment because they cut their dividend recently. Again, it's got negative sentiment due to the semiconductor industry outlook going forward. But I think it may be, beaten down excessively, irrationally beaten down, particularly due to this dividend cut. So if we want to play a very long-term swing on semiconductors, again, semiconductors cycle just like any other commodity over the course of several years. So again, if Intel's near a bottom, then we could see a potential, and it's still going to pay a dividend. It's just less. So again, a long-term swing on Intel. We're looking at just waiting for it to establish a stable bottom. And then we talked about MPW. We did have it in our bullpen, and we moved it up to the real-time watch list on the 1st because it looked like the setup was becoming more attractive. So again, another nice thing about Webull is you can have any number of watch lists, different themes. We've got a real-time watch list, our bullpen. And again, the concept of our bullpen is I don't watch these real time. I don't have my automated systems running against bullpen stocks. I just revisit them at the end of the day and see if their setup looks more attractive. If so, we put them in the game, move them up to our real-time watch list. If they run away or break down, then we'll just take them out of the bullpen. So again, we can see, Intel still got some downside. We can see that, real negative downslope. It looks like, maybe it's achieving some support in this 15 area. So if we zoom in a little bit, and again, it looks like it, it may have achieved a decent bottom around this 15. So if that holds, we may go long Intel at that area. Again, we see it's got a little bit of a downside, maybe less than $3 downside, and up to 28, so not quite a double, but close. So, and again, we'll get paid dividends while we wait for this long-term swing to occur. So you can see how it cycles, over the period of months to years. Okay, so now we'll look at ETFs, our ETF spreadsheet, see if we see any other opportunities, look at some of the ones that we've mentioned that are on our watch list. If anybody in the chat has a particular topic you'd like to look at, particular category. Again, our All Access and BIP Patreons have 24/7 access to this spreadsheet. It gets updated using Google Finance functions, and then at the end of the day, we run automated systems that updates the support and resistance levels, tops and bottoms, etc. And the Google functions aren't quite real time. There's a little bit of a lag, but generally it's good for seeing trends, themes, etc. So you'll see ones that show up in green mean the risk reward of all 4 columns are greater than 2. We also still have the artificial intelligence ETFs is on the FinViz sheet. So if you're looking for artificial intelligence related ETFs, you can compare them on the FinBiz sheet and see and dig into them, see if you're interested in any of those. And we've talked about those for the past couple weeks. We recently released a couple videos on how to find artificial intelligence related ETFs and individual stocks. We've talked about, again, how to do that the past couple weeks. So you can see those videos. I know part one's been released. I think part two is coming out soon. So you can revisit our process with identifying AI related ETFs and individual stocks. So I'll open this guy up. I'll zoom it in a little bit. Yeah, that looks still legible. So you can see a couple AI related ETFs that we already have in our Google Sheet is bots and robo. And we talked about the relation between bots and I think UBot. Again, if you go to the FinBiz sheet, you can see more details on all of those AI-related ETFs. We've talked about those the past couple weeks. See biotech, LabD. Again, it was kind of interesting when they pushed tech up originally on Thursday, Friday. Both biotech and semiconductors were kind of bucking that trend. So that was a little interesting. We'll have to see if that divergence continues. I would like LabD, nearer to support. And LabD again is the short on biotechs. See SARC and ARC. Yin and Yang are the short and long on China. Again, those cycle back and forth given whatever the sentiment of the day is. Again, plenty of opportunities if you're day trading, short-term trading. There's a lot of pairs that you can trade if you're nimble. So again, Yin and Yang for China. We talked about BDRY. Again, it's a little bit above support. So if it does come back down, we can reconsider it. We're long Fang D still. So Fang U and Fang D is the long and short on the Fang stocks. So again, with the, in my humble opinion, somewhat irrational exuberance on Thursday, Friday, all the Fangs were green on Friday. So we'll see if we get a reversal in that. FAZ we've been watching for a while. And it's a little above support, so we don't have it on our watch list, but I believe I still have an order out around that support level. If they do push the financials up, FAS is the long on financials, and it's got good resistance around the 90 level. So if they push it up there, it'll hit my order at FAZ. Gold, again, gold and silver have been rebounding. There's a number of ways you can play gold. GDXU is a leveraged long. We're long GLDI. It's a monthly dividend payer. We're long silver, SLVO. Here's INDL. You can see it's not really the risk reward profile that I like shorter term. But if we look at it a longer term, you can see it's got, plenty of upside. So again, that would be a very long-term swing. It's got a 52-week high of 60. So again, it's not the 2-to-1 I normally would like, but again, for a long-term swing. And I think there's a decent thesis behind that rotation back into India. Again, cold and boil. We talked about we recently exited our position in cold. We've got a position in boil. We saw that natural gas had bounced off the $2 level and looks to be trending up. So again, it's very volatile. So if you're very nimble, you can day trade these, make a lot of money. Typically a 10% swing often in natural gas. Just don't get caught on the wrong side of the trend. And the trend right now seems to be up. You can also play UNG, UNL. Gush and drip are for oil. Right now we're still short oil with drip. Again, as I discussed yesterday, I think oil is pretty much range bound between 70 and 80 right now, unless something significant happens. DRV is a bear on real estate, but you can see it's significantly above support. Again, the shorts on the Russell, quite a bit above support. Here's SOXS. And TZA we took off because it's quite a bit above support. So again, you can see the risk reward in this spreadsheet. So again, you can measure, support and resistance, risk and reward. Treasuries, we're still long TMF, scalping covered calls against our TMF position because again, we expect bond prices to continue to be suppressed as bond yields go up. Here's that Vietnam one. Again, we're looking for it more in that support level. But again, there's a decent thesis. We just showed that rotation of manufacturing into Vietnam. So okay, if nobody has any other ETFs topics you want to look at right now, then we'll continue. Talk about our shopping list stocks. Grab a drink a sec. Okay, again, the concept of the shopping list is, have your shopping list of stocks ready. If given the opportunity due to, market decline, irrational reaction to earnings, whatever, these are the ones you always want to buy. You want to have that ready when the opportunity presents itself. But again, we recommend, that you don't include zombie stocks. Make sure they're inflation proof. Make sure they're proof against rising interest rates. Again, we know interest rates are going to go up. We just don't know if it's going to be 25 points or 50 points in March, again, May, June, but we know they're going up. So make sure your shopping list stocks and your portfolio is resilient to rising interest rates. And again, the jury's out, if we're going to end up in a recession, and if so, what kind. So, we always recommend it's prudent, better safe than sorry, and make sure that your portfolio is recession proof. Okay, so now let's talk about our dividend payers. Again, we've been talking, since the market's been pretty range bound, pretty choppy. There haven't been, a lot of trending swings that we've identified, other than the ones obviously that we're watching and that we've taken. So while we wait, we want to get paid. So one of the ways we can get paid while we wait is by buying the dividend payers. So you notice we bought OPP, we bought land, although again we took the price appreciation, collected the profit, and now we'll swing that again. And so we compiled this Google sheet, a spreadsheet of a whole bunch of dividend payers so we could identify others that may be good candidates, not only just for the yield, but also for potential price appreciation. So again, our All Access and VIP Patreons have access to this Google Payers Google Sheet, 24/7. And we'll take a quick look at it and see if we identify any other dividend payers. You can see in our notes, recent enhancements. So there's links to the profile. So you can jump over to FinViz. You can see how the adjusted yield, again, column takes into account price appreciation. And then those that are close to support show up as green. We're looking for ones that, at least have a 5% potential between their dividend, their actual dividend, and their potential price appreciation, because with treasuries paying 4.5 to 5%, why take the risk with a stock if you can get a pretty solid 4 to 5%? And I even heard someone talk about money markets or treasuries or bonds. You can get a lower risk return around 5%. So that's kind of our threshold. And also, if they might have discontinued their dividend, they'll show up as red as well. And we're continuing to populate the frequency as we can identify those. So also, we've got some new ones that we've added this week. I'll show you the new ones that we've added. But if you would like to request that we run our research, our automated research tools, etc., against any potential dividend payer, just let us know. You can post in the Discord. You can put it in the comments under this video. We also have a Facebook group, and you can contact us via any of our social media sites. You can find links to our Discord. So there's a invite to our Discord in the description box. You can find it in the link section of our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U, as well as the links to our Facebook group, etc. So again, if you'd like, if you have some ideas of additional dividend payers, let us know. So I'll show you the ones we've added this week. So we've got quite a few, and you can see all of these on our ad page. These are all ones that we've added this week. Thank you to Joseph Hogue, who did a video on several high dividend paying stocks. This list, I think, is from his video: NRG, DBN, AAP, CALM, RDN, possibly the CPLP. We also got this Alarian Energy, Infrastructure, Alarian MLP. So all of those now are in our main dividend payers sheet. Welcome, Ellen Krantz. Sorry if I missed you earlier. Thank you for joining us. So if I zoom this in a little bit, some of these you can see they're new. They haven't necessarily been updated. See, yeah, so some of them, we don't have the current data. CBS we've talked about. Looks like there's an example of someone that's been discontinued. You can see GLDI. We already hold a significant position in GLDI. That's the monthly dividend payer ETN on gold. You see, this is where Grow popped up. Another place Grow popped up. So it popped up as a potential good technical setup due to a double bottom, and also a positive on the dividend payers. So you see it pays a 3% yield, but the price appreciation gives us a much nicer potential yield given the price appreciation. So again, something we would be buying more for the price appreciation than just for the dividend payment itself. See a couple others. Hope I've looked at these. INDL, again, more price appreciation. Then we see, some of these that are very popular for dividends: IYLD, JEPQ, JEPI. So again, you can see the risk reward. I like JEPQ, but I like it a little bit. I've been looking at it. I just like it a little bit cheaper. Here's land. Again, we're watching that. I've been taking a look at LTC. Again, I'd like it a little bit cheaper. Same thing with O, which is Realty Income. Again, a very popular dividend payer. But again, it's significant. I'd like O around 55. Anywhere below 60, I start looking at O. It's a nice monthly dividend payer. Here's OPP. So again, both price appreciation and a decent yield. So again, if you'd like to, again, the pricing data is updated, potentially 20-minute delay. We run our automated systems, nightly after market close, updates support and resistance, also the frequencies and the yields. based on data we've collected during the day. You can see the charts via the profile links in the notes column. So again, if you'd like access to this and peruse it in more detail, look for those dividend payers that meet your criteria in terms of yield, risk, reward, frequency. Again, we've got the ex-dividend dates and dividend payment dates. So again, you can build, a payment schedule of dividend stocks, again, to get paid while you wait and for longer-term income generation. So we hope that all helps. And again, if you join our dividend or our Patreon at the all access or VIP level, then you'll have access to all of these spreadsheets, the ETF dividend payers, and we'll also be looking at our puts ROIC very quickly. So let us know what you think of all that. If there's, again, anything you'd like us to add to make that more useful, just let us know in the comments in our Discord, etc. So again, our other strategy to generate income while we're waiting for additional swings, and also just add other ways we can make money trading, is by through options. So our primary option strategies is by covered calls, selling and buying back covered calls, and selling and buying back cash secured puts. So we've started recently into the selling puts area. I've left in the notes our criteria, so we've gone over this in the past. We have a series of videos as to the evolution of our options trading strategy, so you can see that in more detail in those videos, so I won't belabor that, but we'll look at our puts ROIC spreadsheet. And again, our all access or VIP Patreons have access to this as well. And you can see some of our recent additions. So I added a green if the premium is over $1, so the premium collected would be over 100. We're now calculating the fair value via the formula that I got in response from some chat GPT questions, also applied volatility and the last updated date. And again, if you'd like us to add any of, a stock, an expiration date, a strike price to run our automated system on, you can ask in the comments, etc. So again, I implemented this fair value, and now that's been very helpful into helping identify potential opportunities. So anybody that's got a fair value over 1 shows up as green, and then those are the ones that I'm going to look further into trying to buy. You can also see the 52-week high and low for that option, as well as the last and the daily high and low. And again, our automated systems are collecting that data, and then the spreadsheet gets updated at the end of the day. So I actually do have a sell out on Google, so I'm trying to sell a put at 83. It hasn't hit yet, so I may have to adjust the prices. I did sell the Micron at 50, sold that for 155. So again, I got it better than fair value. We previously sold one on Signature Bank. I tried to sell one on Tesla. I've got an order out on Tesla. It's actually at 120, and I believe it's the 421 strike or expiration. I believe it's at 120 and 421 expiration. But yeah, I'm trying to sell a put against Tesla too, because we saw the decline after their investor day, and then it bounced back. So again, we'll see if I can get a decent price selling a put on Tesla. So ones we've added recently, again, I talked about that I removed Dish, so we'll take that out. We've talked about we were looking at Moderna. If we look at the research tab, there's some others that potentially show up. Apple I've been trying to look at, but its prices are just too cheap. Again, that's really the only one that's showing a fair value over $1, that and this Align, but again, the prices are very cheap. So So again, I'll continue to look for ones to add. I'm probably also going to roll over. You see, we're looking at a 30 to 40-day window. So we're close to rolling over into the April expiration. So in the next day or so, I may roll a lot of these Marches over to April and see what fair values come up for April expiration. Maybe we'll be able to get better pricing. Maybe we'll get some additional opportunities. So again, if you have access to this via our, all access or VIP Patreon, you might see those roll over, and you might see additional opportunities pop up. Ali in the Bay is asking if we can do a Q&A about your experience history with programming and stocks. Yes, we can do that, Ali. Let me see, when we can do that, and what the level of interest, if people are interested in that, and if there's, do you want to do it like 7 p.m. after market, outside of market time? Do you want to do it on the weekend and evening on the weekend? Just let me know. Yeah, we can do that. We talk about all kinds of stuff that you'd like to. If you'd like to talk about, how we've developed these systems, the database, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, post the questions and your preferences in terms of time and topics of interest, and let's see what we can do. I would like to have more Q&A type live streams. We just need the participation. So if you can, bring more people that are interested, share this with others, and let's build the community. Let's build the level of interest. If it's worthwhile, then yeah, we'll do Q&A. I'd love to do Q&As. I'd love to have more questions. If you guys have questions about anything we're talking about, recommendations for improvement like Ali just made about additional live streams, topics to talk about, improvements to our game plans. We have a suggestion box in our Discord. Our Discord's free to join. Everybody can join. There's just a few of the channels that are Patreons only, but the vast majority is open to everyone. And we're trying to build a community of everyone helping each other make money trading, succeed in trading. So, let us know how can we help you make money trading and succeed in your trading career. That is our objective. So if anyone has any other questions right now, I can field those. And again, you can always post questions in the comments. We hope you like this. Again, let's build a BeachBum trading community. Share this with some traders that your friends, anywhere from beginner level to experience. We can gauge different sessions to different experience levels as well. And again, no question is dumb, is stupid. It's just you don't know the answer yet. So I may not know the answer, and I'll say that. I'm totally, you might hear this when I'm on Mitch's show too, is I'm self-taught in terms of stock trading and all that, still learning, have plenty to learn. I'm not a guru or whatever. I'm here just sharing my experience, what I've learned, and as I learn it. So Truth Seeker asks, how do we access the Excel sheets? Okay, as I mentioned, all of our Excel sheets are accessible to all access level and VIP levels of our Patreon. So if you join our Patreon at either the all access or VIP level, and there's a link to our Patreon in the description box below, and I just put it up on the banner, then you will get access to the folder that contains all of these Google Sheets, as well as all of our Patreon members get email notifications of our trade alerts, access to early access to videos, etc. So we post videos as soon as we publish them to our Patreons when we can. So you'll get also early access to our videos as well. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, again, if anybody has any further questions, feel free to post them in the comments in the Discord, etc. And I'm glad that you're finding value in it, Walter. Again, if there's other ways we can add value to our Patreon members and or our BeachBum trading community, just let us know what you would find to be of additional value. So, okay. Thank you all for joining us again, and we hope you have a great trading week. And let us know what you think of all this. We hope you like it. Please smash the like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm. Share this with other traders. Please share it via your social media with other traders. Again, we hope you'll join us in Mitch's Start Swing Trading show on Monday afternoon, 3 to 4. Subscribe to the Bangs a Good channel. Get notifications, and hopefully we'll also see you all there. And hopefully we'll see you all back next week. So again, we'll have some other videos releasing during the week as well. So please subscribe to our BeachBum Trading channel and hit the bell icon and select all notifications. You'll be notified as we release further videos. So again, otherwise, good luck and have a great trading week.